Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of 123Design. Just taking off where we left last time. I've got a cube which is 40 by 40 by 40 and a cylinder which I created earlier. I'm just going to get rid of this cylinder, okay, because it's not the measurements that I want at the moment. So if I click on the cylinder and click delete, you'll notice that it gets deleted. Alright. We're going to start creating our dice. So we've got our cube, which is 40 by 40 by 40. And I want to create another cylinder, but this time a little bit smaller. So I want a cylinder with a radius of 2.5, so 2.5. Alright, the height doesn't matter, and you'll see why later on. So enter or click, the cylinder gets created. Now on the top, I will need to put the cylinder onto the top. So using my snap button, it gets moved up to the top. Okay, the first number I'm going to put on the dice is probably a number 1, okay, because it's at the moment it's already in the center. So I actually want to indent my numbers onto the dice. So that means I need to indent the cylinder into the dice. So if I tap on the cylinder, you'll see that we get a toolbar down the bottom. The one I want at the moment is the move button. So if I tap the move, okay, you'll see all these little arrows and cylinder circle things that I can move around. I need to rotate it so I'm looking at the arrow that goes from basically up and down. Okay, you can see that these ones will go left and right, and the one up here on the top will go move up and down. So I actually want to indent it, so it's going to go down into the cylinder. Okay, and we're going to move it down by 3, and maybe 2. We'll go 2. Okay, so 2 mils into the dice. If I left click, I'll move that out. It's a bit hard to see at the moment, but that cylinder is actually half or 2 mils into the dice. Now, this is a new tool. I'm going to subtract the cylinder from the cube. So it means all the volume of the cylinder is going to be subtracted where it meets the cube. And you'll see what happens shortly. So up the top, need to find this combine button. Now, most of the time we don't use merge very much at all, so just avoid that most times. We do use this subtract button though. So click subtract, and I want to tap the object that I'm going to, I think it's remove first. So I'm going to remove the cylinder from the cube. So it's important the order that we use. So the cylinder, then tap the cube. You'll see they both get highlighted, but watch what happens when I click enter. It does the exact opposite of what it was meant to do. Okay, undo. All right, go back up, and we want to click the subtract function. This time we're going to keep the cube. Okay, we're going to keep the cube, and we're going to subtract the cylinder. Okay, so the undo function is quite useful. You'll get it confused every time. As you can see, I get confused as well. So tap the one that you want to keep, remove, or tap the one you want to remove. Then click enter. Hopefully it does the opposite this time, which it does. So you can see we've made an indent. That cylinder has now been removed from the cube. Okay, and you can see that's our first face. That's our number 1. So there's one face done. Okay, I'm going to create another cylinder. Okay, this is for the next side. So 2.5, and the height, it doesn't really matter at the moment. Okay, Now I want to put this cylinder onto the side of the cube. So on the side there. Alright, this time we're going to make number 2. So if I tap on the cylinder, I need to move it so that we can get a number 2. Now I actually want this cylinder to be exactly 5 mils from the edge. Okay, so we need to work out how far at the moment it is. So this top edge to the base of the cylinder at the moment is about 17.5. I need to move it so it is exactly 5 when I do that. And that brings us to our next tool. If we go up to transform, there's a different type of ruler. And we're going to tap that ruler and lock it into the top corner of the cube. Okay, you can see that it's on this side of the cube. Okay, be sure that you haven't tapped on another one. Okay, so it's flush on the side there. Now when I tap on the cylinder, okay, you'll get these measurements. So it's telling me at the moment it's 22.5. We need to tap on this little uh, box here and change it to midpoint. So what it's saying is this length here from the top to the center of the cylinder is 20 mils. I need to tap on that and change it to 5. And when I click enter, it'll automatically move it for me. Okay, you can see that it's 5. However, we actually wanted it from the top to the edge of the cylinder, so we need to change it so it's maximum distance. Sorry, so we need to change it again to 5. So as you can see, they all make different lengths from the top to where the object is. So maximum distance in this case is what we want. So my apologies before. So change that and click 5. You'll get it moving there for you. And to exit this mode, just tap the green tick. And then I can move this cylinder into move. I might need to change my perspective so I'm getting the right arrow. This top one I'm going to move into this cube by 2, just like before. And then when I go to subtract, I'm going to keep the box and subtract the cylinder, click enter, and there's my second dot made. Okay, and then I can make another one. Change the radius to 2.5, enter. I'm going to snap the top to the edge of the cube. And then when I go up to the ruler, this time I'm going to use the base, the bottom corner. Then when I tap on that cylinder, you can see we get a negative number. It just means that when you move it, we're going to keep it as a negative. Now again, we need to change it to minimum distance this time. Okay, you can see this purple line is indicating where it touches the cylinder. Okay, the maximum distance was the top of the cylinder, so we don't want that one. So minimum this time. and we're going to just change it to -5. Okay, just negative. Um, I won't go through the details there. If it starts at negative, just keep it as negative. Click enter, and it moves it for us. Just need to exit and tap on the cylinder and move it into the cube by 2. And the last step is subtract. I'm going to keep the cube, subtract the cylinder, enter. So there we go. We've got 2 faces done. Okay, so that's all I want to show you at the moment. You can finish off the dice if you want to. You might like to make your own dice with different lengths and measurements and be creative if you want. So I'll leave the video there. Thanks for watching.